Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are going spreading slurry. It's the first job since we put the pipes back on. Yes, they're not on yet, but I'll have them on in 5 minutes. It's not too big a deal. For engine oil, she does be good. We're ready to rock. We're going spreading our own slurry today, so there is slurries drawn in from the piggery to us so we can get our own stuff out of the store. We're going to be covering the bridge field, and we're going to cover the bridge field, and we're going to cover the big field, so it's 50 acres to cover, so we should get it done today. Straightforward enough. We have to cross the river and then we have to cross the canal to get to the big field. Pretty straightforward. So one thing people are saying, I just want to have a quick look, turn the rams on this upside down. Now we're not going to do it now, but turning the rams upside down means that you have more bore for more surface area of the oil to push the front wheelers up. I don't know whether it can be done, a measuring tape job, but I don't think it is. Yeah, anyways, I'll cross that bridge another day. We get to it. Don't forget, plug in these wires here. These are my switchover valves between the arms to macerator and railer, and the other one is for the macerator and railer. So there's a three-way split on one valve going out, and then there's a two-way split on one valve going to the front. So front links up, I flick it, now it's roll. Now, as people are saying, maybe I should put on another diverter in the front so I'd have a three-way split, so it'll be up, then divert the oil between rolling and a hydraulic top link. But we have to figure out what we're doing there yet. Lift up, and at the front lift. As high as it's able to go is about a foot off the ground, which isn't enough for getting up the ramp, and sometimes when you hit a bit of a level down and up again, it's not enough. That's where my problem lies, in my front reeler. So, anyways, we're ready to rock and roll. I'll just double check with Father Phil, and then we'll bait down to the field, because we have to pull the pipe from the field up to the store, then I have to lay it down to the river, get across the river, lay it to the canal, then I spread the bridge, then we get it rolled up, pull it back from the big field side, across the canal in a loop, throw a loop in the canal so the pipe sinks, so that if any boats come, they'll just go across it, and then we spread the big field. We're just crossing what we call the shrubbery here, so we kept cattle out here, the heifers are out here up until I think it must have been near Christmas before we took them off, so it's very tight. We'll have a batch of weanlings out there, or yearlings, that's where we're going to be spreading, so I have to move them when I get that far. But this field here, we're going to spray it off, and it's perfect for slurry now, but when I get sprayed off, because I want to get reseeded in mid-April to have fresh reseeded grass for calves kind of end of May, June, or just to have it done as part of our plan to try and tackle the worm burden we have on the farm, because it is causing a lot of issues for us with the young stock. Try and tackle two fields here on the home farm this year, this one and the lower middle bottom, which will be next on the list, which is where we'll be putting the weanlings too. So it's just a good opportunity to get slurry out for ourselves because we're at home. So that's why we are pushing on, getting this done. Then we're going to be moving on then back to work for other customers, and we've probably, without the phone ringing, 2 to 3 weeks more work ahead of us. But we help coming next week to start ploughing and be getting that job brought on and getting dug out and getting ready. And as part of the 3 weeks work, we have pig slurry going to be drew from the piggery to tillage land, a bit like what we done last year, only we'll be using the nurse tank this year, and the plan is that our spare man will be ploughing it in as we get it done. Usually I just lay the pipe down through here, but we've mowers, a trailer in the way, so Father Phil's going to pull it up with the 35, because we're busy with the farm shop and the grain shed and all that going on, where we would park a lot of this stuff. We can't park it now. So fun fact, I've only ever got this machine stuck twice in my lifetime, and both times were in this field. Both times it required the Daewoo digger to come down and rescue me. Once just behind me there, the other side of the rocks while I was spreading, and once straight in front of me doing exactly what I am doing right now. So I am hoping for a clean run. It's soft ground. Now it doesn't help we had a drain along there that's cleaned and needs to be re-cleaned again. It's just kind of got dirty and filled in. Whoa, geez, I can tell you, I definitely know my pump is done. You pull the lever at all and she fires off the reel. Just hit the diff to make sure I have maximum traction. This will be all liable to flooding when the river comes up. Ooh, she's soft there now. She's soft there. Tight think the gator would even get through it. I'll show you what I'm doing when we turn around. So we'll be throwing this across somewhere just straight in front of me because where we're heading for is that lovely dead ivy or dead ash tree with the ivy on it, straight across where there's the low spot in the bridge on the canal, or hedge on the canal. That's where we're headed for. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's where I normally go for. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's that spot there. It's that spot there, yeah. It's not a big river, it's only about 4 foot wide, so it's not going to be too difficult. When we get out there and move them lads off that field, because we want to spread that field, now they have it at. Right, that's us done. Just unhook this piping out across the river. Just said I'd walk back and show you. That's what I done. No way I get through anything else now. I just, you know ground. When you know ground, you know ground. So, these russes here, we'll get these cut in the summer, and hopefully we'll get something done with that drain. Just runs along that fence there. Just needs to be cleaned out, and that should let go a lot of the water that is sitting here. It was last year we should have got done, but the Daewoo was brought off to the new farm and got a puncture and didn't come back. If it doesn't come back, I might just get the cousin to run up with his digger and just have it done. Because here, what I'm on now is dry, above it is dry, and that side is dry. It is quite literally just a centre stretch there, because the drain is just clogged up there, and probably the outlet for the water at the cache there where you cross into the bottom square is probably blocked as well. So, but we'll get that done in the summer. Just getting set up on my Trimble screen here and just looking at the last 2 years, 2023 and 2024. We spread the big field 2023 the 13th of April, last year the 24th of April. We ended up with a layer than what we wanted, coffee silage, but now this year we're doing it the 3rd of March. Brilliant. I'll not complain, it's great to be ahead of yourself. But yeah, we are like literally nearly 2 months ahead of ourselves on last year. So we should definitely get, unless things really go tits up weather-wise, we should definitely be getting a first cut the end of April, beginning of May. Probably more beginning of May than end of April, but we live at home. What I have to watch out for when I'm spreading here is just out there is where I got stuck last year. No, when I say I got stuck, took off the pipe and I drove myself out. When I meant I got stuck out there, I had to be pulled out. I had to be literally dug out. But these guys are ready for a move. Probably could have been done with being moved maybe a day or two ago. But well, anyways, doesn't seem to be poached or anything. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how dry it is. I've been out here in the gator, walked a good bit of it, so we'll see how we get on. But it needs a bit of slurry. It's a bit very yellow of itself. Needs a good hit. Just there's where I got stuck. So we'll do it in short runs. We'll go from river to canal. Probably then when we get to this side of the field have to turn to going along with the river, just because the pipe won't be the right way. But we'll call these lads and we'll get them moved on down to the next paddock. Now we get our pipe down and we get spreading. And we'll be crossing for the canal just up here, just at that drinker there, across to that dead ash tree there with ivy on it. That's where we cross over the canal. And that is us set up now. So we're going to, I've changed my mind, rather than doing short runs, which in this shape of a field would make it more difficult, more likely for the pipe to twist, we're going to do long runs. We're going to run along the length of the river. It will get tricky when we get up to there, but we will work. We'll probably have to do short runs this side, go around the wet spot, and short runs that side to finish out. So I just buzzed Father Phil there, ready to go. He's not keen on what's in the tank reception pit at the minute. It's too thick, he doesn't want to pump. So we'll wait for the lorries and the tractors. I think there's 2 tractors and a lorry drawn. So we'll wait for them to bring in stuff. There's enough space there for a load. I've been tipping away. Now the store is full, the slatted tank is a couple of inches in it. We're pretty much full. And I've been keeping the slurry just tipped away by spreading the field. You remember where I brought the 6480. I actually think of him spreading with 6499 as well. I've been spreading up there. I actually have that big field covered and I'm in the field below it. And I probably have about 50 acres of slurry or ground covered. What we'll do today, we'll put out 2,500 gallons to the acre, and that will bring us up to 100 acres of silage ground covered. We'll probably cut this field in first cut silage because I probably won't need to graze it again until May, and we'll put calves on it after we cut it, or we might have a paddock of calves on it before we cut it. But anyways, that's kind of the crack. So just enjoy the sunshine. It is a lovely mild day. I'm a little bit of a sweat on me at the minute. It's just that mild. But yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, I got it there, yeah.
Where are you running out there now?
16,000. 21, 22, 22.
Okay. What have you done about part of it?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Well, you want the last time, let me know, because I have to shut off the store to make sure we have the space for more people to put into an order while we're putting down pipe.
Yeah, the ground is way drier than last year. Last year I was doing short runs, ups and downs. It's a good bit drier than it was last year. Last year it was like just before, it was like a week before May we done it, which is mad. But yeah, now my droppers are cleaned, it looks a bit better, cover more ground. But I'm sorry, there's not a lot to it. We just get this field spread, probably take our half an hour-ish. We're 8,000 gallons out, so we'll probably get another 10,000 gallons out, I'd imagine, ish. And then that's this field covered, and we get her across the canal onto next. I can see the lads down there enjoying their fresh move of grass too. But yeah, this will do a right job in this field. It'll give it a good kick up the hole and get it growing. That is the field spread. So we put 27,000 gallons out, so we put out at a rate of 2,700 gallons to the acre. To be very precise, 2,756 gallons to the acre is what we put out. 10 acres in this field even. So that is the crack. So now if we roll up the blue pipe back up, bring the end of the 4 1/3 pipe back up to the canal, then I have to go around to the big field, get a pipe up onto the canal, then Father Phil will throw across a rope, pull the pipe off the back of this to the canal, hook it up, and then I'll roll the excess piping from here across the canal into the other side, and he'll pull back a loop to let it sink into the canal so that we don't have an issue if a boat decides to come, even though they do not see many boats on the canal. But just in case, it happened once one year, we 3 boats passed that came in a wee armada. Let's see how fast she rolls with the new pump in. It's off to a very fast start. Now we're not going to have a massive pull on, just pull 200 meters of piping, but we should get an idea. Oh, that is fast. Yeah. This is very nice. And now that's the pipe across the canal. So all we have to do now is I just straighten myself out. I'll roll the surplus back out from the other field through. We'll pull a bit back, and as it stands, the canal is actually closed because there's trees down further down that I can see from here that are blocking or down across the canal. So there ain't no fear of any boats. We'll be ready to spread in 10 minutes. Piping is going down. So I put down 400 meters of piping out here, so 200 across the middle, 200 then back start to far hedge, because that's the short side. And as I go up and down crossways this way, because the runs get longer, it keeps pulling the pipe and it works quite nicely. You can do it in a triangular field, but if this field is squarer, we'll have to do it a different way. I get to a point, then I stretch out my yacht to my 400 meters, then I go down another 200 meters, basically everything off the back, and then that finishes out this square of ground. I just keep going this way till I find my clip, and then I double back on myself and probably pull a bit of the clip back that way so I can leave myself with a little tail. Field, as you can probably see here, is well grazed. So this was grazed late last year, so late in the back end, which normally wouldn't be the case. We'd normally take cattle off it earlier so that we'd have it for a early turnout for the heifers, but that didn't happen this year. So that's why we're getting slurry on it way earlier than we've ever got slurry on it before, because the cattle weren't on it. It also means we'll probably take an earlier cut of silage off it, and possibly may work out for the better for us, possibly. There's a lorry and two, I think they're both 4,000 gallons, one of was trying to find it there now. Two 4,000 gallon tankers and another one drawn in at the moment. So there is a lot of big poo coming this way, so we don't want to be dilly-dallying too much, because we hadn't a lot of space to start with when we stopped. We just had the reception pit, which would just about hold 8,000 gallons, I suppose, 10,000 gallons maybe, if it wasn't full of stone. But yeah, trying to gauge how much I'm pulling back and how much I need to do. Make sure I get my estimations right. Estimations are right, and we'll be sound. We are spreading away. The sun is shining. It is a beautiful, glorious day to be spreading some slurry. Slurry is runny enough, so it is. So there's a good bit of pig coming in there. So Father Phil is kind of timing them. They're bringing in, what do you say, 14,000 gallons an hour, and we're spreading at 22,000 gallons an hour. So we're in a surplus of slurry, so it's grand. We'll be able to get some stuff moved out of the store. I tell you, why would you want to be looking at me when there's a better view from just green fields? It's just, yeah. You get a day like this, the sun is out, it's just starting to get hot now. Oh, there's what the lad's drawn in. Will I turn the camera quick enough? Just about. There's a red rock there and a vulture drawn, and there's a class and a major and a lorry then with a green tank drawn as well. We're not going over hard. We're putting this out 3,000 gallons to the acre to get a good whack of slurry down for silage, and then around Paddy's Day or second, to about 2 weeks time really, we'll go out here with urea. We have the urea in the yard. I think there's 12 ton in the yard, maybe. I can't just remember how many pallets is in the yard, but the urea for the silage ground is in the yard, so that'll all be going out. Couldn't tell you if it's protected or not. Father Phil looks after that, and he just tells me, oh, there's urea coming. Alright. Still have more silage ground to cover. We have ground to get eaten off of cattle, and then for slurry to go out. So be a bit of a balancing act in that for the rest of this month, trying to get that done and get that out. But yeah, things are looking pretty good. And on another bit of news, on a video that will be coming up at some point, on the suckler episode, we was after selling 2 of our cows to raise funds to buy some better beef. Just how it happened, we were actually looking at selling cows before we decided that we were going to go at it, and someone come back to us and was keen on buying them, so they've let them off. I just got to put that money into better, and I just made a phone call there about better stock. So we'll see what turns up. That's something else that's going on behind the scenes, that, and they're getting ready to pour concrete on the foundations of the shop. So it is all systems go around here. There really is not much else to say or do. Drone, I would fly the drone, but I seem to have lost my drone. I cannot find it since the last time we were out, and that I had it flying. I cannot fucking find where I left it. Gotta love the spring. It just cheers everyone up. You see the green grass, cattle going out, daffodils coming up, and the sun shining. It is now spud time, so Father Phil's on his way down for me, and so it's hard to tell because the runs are so much longer that end than they are that end. I'm probably equal distance from there. No, I probably have more to go. I'd say I'm about a quarter to a third. Somewhere around that. Anyways, we'll go get some tea. We'll be back. I was running at 18 there. Probably another 3 hours, I suppose, to finish the fields. That'll leave us finishing up sometime around 5 o'clock. Yeah, we're at 58,000 out, so we should hit about 120,000. That's what I reckon. The store holds about 80, so the surplus will have been drawn in, plus whatever else they draw in as well. They'll stay in the store for when we do more of the bottoms, and also to tin out the slatted shed, because the slatted shed is an absolute pain in the hole at the minute because it's thick. And then we also have the new farm that's full of slurry as well, so that needs to be stirred and put out, and they'll also drop big slurry into there as we mix it and pull it out, so that it just thins what's into that. And all will be a good one. All will be a good one. I suppose one thing that I'm thinking currently with the front links, I'd love if I could just drop them off the bobbin so it comes apart, that reel I can drop off in the headlander. That's how it should work. Currently it won't work because our top link is too short, so when I let it down, the top link curls it up, so it's not able to drop past the pins to drop it off. If I was to get a longer top link, I could probably get away with dropping off the bobbin, which means I'll be able to lift it up when I'm in the field. Maybe that would be. It still doesn't solve the issue of not being able to lift the bloody thing. I thought, because we changed the hydraulic pump, that maybe it's just a lack of power from the pump, and when we couldn't lift it after, I was like, oh geez, don't tell me the pump was alright, and we just changed it for no reason. But no, after seeing the bit of rolling that I've done and how quick the macerator is spinning around there ticking over, it is most certainly needed to be done. It's purely down to the rams that's on that do not have the lifting capacity for the weight we are carrying on the front. Changing front links, not going to happen. Getting new rams for it, possibly. As I said, turning them over won't work because of the brackets and the lift arms are smaller than what they are on the top. So yeah, could just get away with a top link and just use it how I want to use it. It not lifting isn't the end of the world. It is a bit of a pain getting up on the low loader. You just have to roll the reeler as you go up, so it just doesn't scratch itself too much. And that's really it. I'll go back to probably listening to podcasts and just keep going up and down this field, creating lovely straight lines. That's what I do. They're spreading now the last section of it, just put down here, 200 metres by. I left myself a bit short just to reach the very, very corner of the field, maybe about 10 metres. I might be able to pull it. It's that thing of just the way the pipe is coming across the centre of the field and then it's looping back down this way. And the more I pull that way, the more this pipe rolls across the field back towards me, if you can imagine that, if that makes any sense to you at all. The pipe that starts to roll across the field, that's when you run into issues with the pipe starting to twist itself and possibly opening a clip, especially with the blue pipes. Clips that's on them they're getting a bit wore out, so they'll twist a bit more, and if the latches aren't in properly, she'll just clip it off. I'll probably be able to get the extra 10 metres. I'm just looking at the pipe out here. You can just see it coming up, and then it goes up that way before it comes back down to behind me there. So I have that bit that goes up and comes back that I can give another pull that way. 87,000 gallons out at the minute in 5 hours. So it's pretty good going. Put my feet up and try and stay away. That is us finished. We are done. So we're on the blow now. As you can see, I'm just going back over the middle of it. Father Phil wanted to make sure the reception pit was empty so that there was no slurry left in it, so that we'd have a clean run for a while. And I mean that I think the lads are bringing one more round of loads, so it'll nearly take it all. I think one of the tankers might boom it in. The two tractor tankers have overhead booms, so they'll boom it into the slurry store. Slurry store's a ring and a half in it, so we got on well. We're currently running at 135,000 gallons, so I would imagine we'll probably bring it up to about 137, 138, and that should finish her out. We're 1,100 metres from the pump, everything off the back, still a ball on the front. That's why I just, as I was saying, want to be able to drop that front bobbin off. Someone said about putting an A-frame on. A-frame then makes it further from the tractor, makes it harder to lift. The closer it is to the tractor, the easier it is to lift. Just laws the levers and stuff like that. So that's why I want to be able to move the bobbin off. So maybe looking at a longer top link might do the job, but still not going to help me with actually lifting it again onto the low loader. But we'll cross bridges as we get them. It's just what you gotta do. Just wait for the 1100 meters of piping to be blew out, and then we go get rolled up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls. So we'll be pulling the 200 separate, then pulling 400 meters, two 200 meter pipes together. Then we'll be pulling 250 of 4 1/3, and then we'll pull 250 of 4 1/3, and we are rolled up, ready to rock. So we'll roll up 2 pipes here, 2 pipes in the bridge, and job will be a good. Just gotta wait for some air. So we got rolled up now. So split that pipe, throw it up, roll it. Just trying to figure out where to put the camera to get time lapse or roll never. I used to have a mountain up on top of the macerator, but I don't feel like climbing up there to put this camera up only for it to fall and get lost. So I'll put somewhere I can see it.
And I wanna live. Everyone's selling.
Camera just kept falling over. Just forget about it. So we've 200 rolled up and we're pulling 400 meters. She's flying. She is flying around. That's that's quite good now. Oftentimes you get away with putting 400 meters and then putting the last 2 on top, but when you start to go for putting 200 on first and then go for the 4, that's when she's like, nah, too much pressure, because it decides that the diameter you're rolling onto is larger, so it takes more effort to make a turn. But she's just flying that round. Flying around. Ah, it's like a new tractor. That is definitely going to save me some time in every job I do. She's flying around. It is the next day. It is time to on down the road to the next man. Yeah, didn't get a good start this morning. Had to go and live to do an errand, but anyway. So, look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions or anything like that, as always, leave them in the comments down below. We're going to be on and keep the flowing. Anyways, that's it for me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Till May. Good luck.